whatever service you have, we need to be sold on it and be passionate to tell more people. It's our obligation to get more people happily involved in our service.
Finding those right partners make all the difference. Like the bankers I work with better be good. They better have good service to the client, and they better get us on these SBA loans I'm talking. So the ones that aren't, you get rid of them, and you bring in better team players. Because the better a team player, the less I have to do. I do what I do efficiently, and then they take over. Yeah. And so my work is really the front end of the deal.
Hi there, guys. Vinney Chopra and Beau Eckstein right here with Vinney and Beau Show. We want to talk to you about this is the 12 days of 2024. Brother Beau, how are you? I know we are doing the crush2024.com. I hope everybody signed up because you'll be getting these beautiful videos of superpowers of all the great entrepreneurs' successes. But we want to talk today, the searches, what we have done in the last 10, 11 days. And we want you to also go ahead and write it down or listen back. What have you accomplished in these 12 days? Go ahead, Beau. Brother, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I think it's just right. We wanted to accomplish the 12-week year, essentially trying to take 3 months out of the year, and that with that 3-month period, we already reached our goal for the year. Instead of breaking it like, hey, by next year I'm going to weigh 220 and I'm going to lose 30 pounds. We make it more of an execution plan. And I think we're 12 days in, and let's see how we're executing, right? What can we improve? And then how can we use these surges of efforts to really propel us where we knock out 30 videos on a Saturday morning, right? Which spits out to 100 pieces of content. And then how can we use the technology like Opus to cut reels, Cast Magic, which writes my transcripts. Actually, Riverside actually does transcripts and clips now. How do we do that? And then also you bring it in with not also the technology, but you also bring it in with your virtual assistant team. That will supercharge you, right? Now you have, hey, use this, and this. This is what our expectations for each day. But we always have to recheck. I think part of the thing is like, look, we're already 12 days in. If you want to do a year's worth of work in the first 3 months of the year, are we there? What do we have to fine tune? And I think the accountability of like showing up and saying, okay, look, what can I do better? And what processes and systems can I keep on implementing to get more leverage, right? At the end of the day, it's about leverage. Vinny raises money so he can buy bigger apartment buildings with more cash flow. I actually did a reel.
Making big strides in that. Let me tell you, brother. I mean, I've been so focused, and I'm sure you are too. You'll tell the story. So focused to really value my time and getting connected with the right people. Number one, I am launching my $75 million fund, strategic income fund, which is already up there, meeting with attorneys, my partners. Our website is getting ready. Everything is, on a hyper mode there. The presentation, I'm doing 17 to 21 investors meeting me tomorrow on a webinar about the fund. It's a 506c3 fund, right? So I can advertise and everything. But big thing is, people have already committed. They have not even talked to me yet, for the money. Let's talk about on the front of branding. I got a very good friend of mine who was my student and very successful. He's got his VAs. He's perfected the whole podcast system. I had fired my VAs, let them go, not fired. They were very nice, but I want to really use my money in the right places. So now we have streamlined everything on Google Doc, Google Sheets, everything. And the guests who were coming to me on my podcast, it was a very antiquated system. We have all automated now where they are the ones who will fill out all the questions, and it's all Google Sheets. And the VAs get the same thing. And then all I have to do is drop the link where I record them and I'm done. So it's very exciting to see the automations come. Derek Clifford, wonderful person. And we just spent 2 hours today. So he's going through Go High Level, which I never did it. Publer, is a beautiful platform, which I'm using, you're using. Go High Level has its capabilities. So he's connected everything, all social medias and everything on Go High Level. And there it goes into all these different places. And not just one time, but it's going to schedule it out on the calendar. Same thing, morning, breakfast, and then lunch, and then dinner. Different people, open their social medias different times, blah, blah, blah. So, how many times should we post? So I'm on hyper mode, got my books in the high gear. Everybody could go to my vinnychopra.com and /free benefits page, see how beautiful it is. So my webmaster, in just 3-4 days, he's able to do all that. My website. So cleaning up, let me just say that Vinny was a little bit laxed, and I'm just getting in charge of all the places where I am and what's going on, how these, and I've got 9 different contact lists. What? 22,000 people. And they're all in different lists. So I'm trying to synchronize everything and put it in Go High Level, all 22,000, or if there is only 12,000, because there are so many duplicates. So the key thing for each one of us is to look at your business, look at where it is, and then shake it up. Shake it up, because if we can shake it up and take the the fat out and be very, very responsive to what you want, what's really important, we'll all be successful.
Right, right. Yeah. And then also, get rid of the fat. I like that.
Yeah.
Like which partners, like which lenders, which banks I'm working with are not
Yeah.
holding up. Like I want banks, like when I place a deal with them, they take over and they run it and get the deal done. If you're
Right.
lackluster and you're not following up with the person I delivered to you on a plate, then
Yeah.
there's problems, right? Like, and so
Yep.
finding those right partners make all the difference. Like the bankers I work with better be good. They better like have good service to the client, and they better get us on these SBA loans I'm talking. So the ones that aren't, get rid of them, and you bring in better team players, because the
Yeah.
better a team player, the less I have to do. I do what I
Totally.
do
Yes.
efficiently, and then they take over. And
Yeah.
so my work is really the front end of the deal. So the faster I can do that,
I
and
love it.
then right, and then how do you become more efficient? So then I realized I could get the lead of everybody that has these type of loans. Then I got somebody on Fiverr to take. I gave them the list of the name of the business, and
Mm-hmm.
they're starting to give me all the contact details of those clients. So I don't know, like 198,000 leads that I'm going through over. I stopped. Well, what I did is I started with the people that had loans greater than $2 million, because those are the ones I want to do, right?
Yeah.
Because it's leverage. I'd rather do a $2 million loan than a $200,000 loan.
Yes.
So
Yes.
then we tested the VAs who would do the best list. We sent out our first trial email through AWeber. We just keep on doing that and then hit them multiple times. So everything comes down to automation. Then when you have the call with the client, they go to your calendar link. It stays in your CRM,
Yep.
and then you follow up with them. And so everything becomes a process, and
Yep.
you just make it you make it to the point where you don't have to think about it, right? Because you
Yep.
did the work in the front. It's leverage. Do
Mm-hmm.
the work in the front. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Where do you think, what have you done well, and what haven't you done well in the first 12 days of
Good
2024?
point. I think, again, I'm very focused with my, exercise and all, Miracle Morning, which is very, very, it's been very cold, 32 degrees, 34 degrees. So I've been on the treadmill. You got to really take care of our body first, mind, body, soul, everything. I've skipped some, like I remember my mom used to have fasting once a week. Out of 7 days, one day she'll just drink water. And I've kind of gone back to that a little bit. I said, no, why can't I do it? It just regulates your system. I was reading on fasting, and it got me back into that. I'm just not, advocating it, but maybe people can see it. I've reduced almost like, 6-7 pounds in just few days or something, just by not eating snacks and all that at night time. Once 6:30 happens, we eat dinner, Kanchan and I, then we, no snacks, no snacks. And then I have coffee in the morning, and then breakfast at 9 or so, after all that. So it's 16-hour intermittent fasting. I'm trying to do it, She's religious
And the
about
nice thing
it.
is when you do that and you stop eating out as much, when you do eat out at that restaurant, you enjoy it more because it's not like you're going out to eat every meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's some changes. I would say that, I have more time also a little bit, because as you form more automations, it will free you up, and we are selling some properties. We had some mediation in December. So I'm just trying to look at what's important, what I missed. I don't know. We are just kind of going full throttle, and then vacation is coming up. So I have really big urgency so that we can accomplish all these and automate as much as, delegate as much as, and then I'm starting a new DesiMoneyShow.com, which is a new podcast for all the Desi people, which is Indian and Pakistanis and all, from the Asian there. And it's going to be talking to the entrepreneurs, their successes. So we almost already ready now with the logo and tagline and everything. So again, it's looking through what's important to us. Who are the residents? Who are these, the investors coming into our fold for this $75 million fund? But the key thing is, it's, my business is education and investment, right? Just two things. And just keeping those horses, one big horse is my investments. So, education is smaller horse. So I need to give proportionately that much time. I'm giving it into my team's, hands about that. And I just show up and mentor and so forth, but that way. I
Very
don't know
good.
if I answered your question right, but
Well,
what am I
what you're doing,
missing?
yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't think, I think you, so far you haven't been able to see something because you've just been doing the last 12 days has been a major surge.
Yes.
Look how many times you were able to go around the track.
Yeah.
Then probably in the next 2 weeks or so, you'll probably start,
See the
trim more
difference.
fat, see more fat and go. But I really believe now is the fact that like what is my action or my execution plan? Like what did I do this week? I'm just looking like, what did I do today? What did I do yesterday? Well,
Yeah.
because if you are feeling like you haven't moved the needle enough, it's because you didn't do the work yesterday. So making
Yeah.
sure you do that, like even on the weekends now, I was like, let me see how long it takes me to do the reels. And even though it's
Yeah.
automated, you still have to go in. And I normally
Yep.
never do that, but I'm like, you know what? It's
Yeah.
so easy.
Yeah.
And then I can gauge the time, and then I can have conversations with my virtual
With the
assistants going, hey,
VA. Yep.
we can do these reels. We should be able to do X amount in this much time frame,
Mhm.
right? Like, because if I can do it, you definitely can do it, because I'm not the
Totally.
fastest at this. So there's all those things, but the more the leverage you can get, even, I'm selling a lot of my small properties because it just, that's a waste of my time. Even though you really
Yes.
don't spend that much time, it's like, well, you know what? It is time here because I'm thinking about it. I look at my
Totally.
statement and I'm wondering why the cash flow is not there because of the maintenance. Why don't I
Yes.
take that money and put it somewhere where
Put
I
it
can
somewhere else.
put it
Exactly. Oh,
right? I'd rather buy a franchise where I'm going to get a way higher ROI.
yeah.
And so I launched my own I launched another podcast, which is more
Yeah, you
about
did. A
business.
new show.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. I'm
So
so proud. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm shooting people, and then every relationship that I interview these franchisors, I learn about their brand. Like, so it's
Yep.
not that I'm just putting out content. I'm
Yeah.
networking with these people. I'm learning their brand, which helps me sell their brand. I'm
Yep.
building very valuable relationships. Matter of fact, you know, we were just talking about your automations. You met Derek through me. So
Yeah.
you're going to, right. And how many people have I met through you, which have led right to money? Because that's how it
So
works. The other
that's
day, somebody reached out on LinkedIn, and I haven't told you yet, but when I was talking to him, I told him I wanted to introduce him to you.
sure.
And
Yeah.
he is he owns a huge dental practice, and he also
Oh,
does real estate, buys triple net. And
wow.
I thought, hey, have you ever thought getting involved in the multifamily syndication world?
Yes.
And I told
Yes.
him about you. I said, you should at least meet Vinney. Maybe there's
Hmm.
something you guys can do. He
Totally.
his dental. I mean, he's got all these dentists in his network.
Yes.
His
Yes.
company does $100 million a year in revenue. All that
Wow.
he has 60 offices, and
Wow.
he's got a lot of investors. So like my
Mhm.
brain's working, right? So
Yes,
you're always connecting people, figuring out how you can get in the middle of it.
I
It's going to
agree.
come back to you, right?
For sure, for sure. And you know what you're really saying is so right. Tell your story to a lot of people. Go bold. I know we texted each other, don't, no fear. What's the fear? I mean, whatever service you have, we need to be sold on it and be passionate to tell more people. It's our obligation to get more people happily involved in our service. It's our guilt or whatever. I don't know. Sometimes people say, I don't want to really broadcast what I do. Hold on. Don't be in that business then.
Yeah.
Why are you in that business? Unless you are big, beacon of hope and, telling everybody what you do. And in your signature, put down a lot of links there. Don't be shy. If you want people to know about your website, your, social things, and maybe some free things you are giving, like, for example, myself, go to vinnychopra.com/free benefits. And that page is now written in all my books also. So all the readers of my books can go there and I can keep on changing and adding more value on that page. Amazing idea from my publisher, Mike Lewis, and Kim Lisa Taylor did it. A lot of people are doing, which is fantastic. But be bold what you're doing.
Yeah. And also I'm doing what I thought about is, look, I want more people to know who I am. To
Yeah,
not only to know who I am, to know what I can do for them, really, how
yeah,
I can share my wisdom. So I'm putting a
yeah.
big summit on in March called businessownershipsummit.com. And
Yes.
I'm gonna have a bunch of guest speakers. It's probably gonna be about a 6 hour presentation. And then another gentleman that I know from Las Vegas here, who's a pretty decent sized influencer. He said he's holding an event here in Vegas that I'm speaking at in
Oh,
February.
wow.
But he said, hey, we should do a 1 day together. So I'm going to do an event with him because, look, he's got a huge network and I can. So you want to align yourself with these power
Yes,
players, right? Like, how many power
totally.
players can you align with? Like Vinny, with your new fund, it's not just you. You have a
No.
power player in your partner.
Yes.
You guys
Yes.
can. You guys are like a stronger linked fence than just doing
Totally.
it yourself. He has strengths that you don't have, vice versa. So
Yep.
I encourage everybody is like, hey, if you want to supercharge 2024, find those power players in your life, those business partners. For me, it's the franchisors that I work
Yep.
with, the banks that I work for, SBA, right? That's what I need. Those relationships, get deals closed, it makes me money. And so that's what I encourage everybody to do. Get some power partners in your life. They're all around and you got to go out and network. And that's what Vinny and I do. Vinny does it better than anybody I know. Hey, we're talking to somebody. Hey, I have a podcast too. Vinny's texting him. Hey, I'd love to get on your podcast. And it's just a constant evolution. It's pretty awesome.
Totally, totally, totally. The whole thing, to summarize today's, session: automate, go big, and make sure that you're really cutting the fat out, and automate and delegate. Prioritize, I know we talked about, right? Clarify, you brought that word. Clarification is so important. Just not, don't be doing everything day in, day out, same way, and expect different results. It won't happen. But if you do change and get in the driver's seat in every part of your business, or three parts of your four parts of your business, which are the top ones that bring revenue, that bring clients, that bring people and relationships, that's where we should be spending time, not anywhere else. And cut down the fat, go bold, go big, and just build your brand. Because the whole, where the whole world is going, if you don't build yourself outside, you will not get business coming to you. You got to take that step. It's an investment in your future, in your business. Allocate that marketing dollar to branding. Branding is big.
Yeah. And also, guys, we have a ton of videos and more dropping at
Yeah.
crutch2024.com. Go there and, jump in these conversations,
Mhm.
listen to our great guests, and then keep it going. I'm sure we'll share some reels so you guys can see as well
Sure.
on our social channels. But
Yes.
I look forward to, we're 12 days in, so we got, 347 days left in the year, whatever that comes out to be. So we still have a long time, but we're going to just hold each other accountable
Yes.
each Friday that we meet and just, hey, what are we
Totally.
accomplishing? What at the end of the year, what did we actually do, right? That are we going to look from the summit or are we going to look from the bottom of the mountain? I want to be at least close to the summit top. I mean,
Yes,
you're probably
that's right.
right. That's
Slowly.
yeah.
We're moving up there. And, please pick up that book or listen to it, the 12-week calendar. It's amazing book. Amazing.
12-week year. 12-week year.
Yeah, 12-week year. 12-week year. Yeah.
Great.
Fantastic. Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you next week. Again, we come live to you. Not live now. We record about a week early so that we can really do some adjustments and editing and all. Then we put it out 9 a.m. Pacific every single Friday. We'll see you. Let's enjoy the journey together to crush 2024 in a big style.
See you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Happy to be on your show finally.
I'm a long-time fan and I watch all your guys' content.
Awesome. We're very, very, very invested in our community.
It's wonderful to be here.
This is Vinney Chopra and also my good buddy, Eckstein. And we are so happy.
It's amazing what's going to happen. So, we ramped up to do the show, and we got a lot of hype about the guest today, so I'm excited.
I know. So excited to come live to you all. Live 9:30